Our next speaker, Konstantin Gladych from Changelly, he will talk about the world of exchanges and especially of this super interesting aspect of decentralizing exchanges. Hey, there you are.
Hey, yeah.
Hey. Okay.
Where's the clicker?
You've got groupies here. Great.
Yeah,
You've got
thank
fans.
you.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's
Okay. Let's do some stage diving afterwards.
Okay, do you hear me? Well, oh, nice. So, hi guys, I'm Konstantin. I'm the CEO of Changelly Instant Exchange, and I hope to do my presentation super quick before the lunch. I know that you're waiting for. So, why do I talking here? So, I'm managing the cryptocurrency exchange for the last 3 years. We have about 2 million registered customers all over the world, from United States, Asia, and also from Germany for sure. We have a $500 million monthly revenue, and we are partnered with Jax, with Bread Wallet, with Coinomi guys. We are official partners of Binance, biggest partner of CoinMarketCap, like exclusive partners. So we are pretty old on the market because it's 2-3 years, and the cryptocurrency is like 10 years, I think. What I wanna discuss today, I wanna talk about the exchanges landscape, and now we are talking a lot about decentralized services, decentralized solutions, custody-free services, and here you can see there are a lot of centralized services. It still dominates on the market, like Binance, Bittrex, and a few exchange brokers like Changelly or Shapeshift, our competitors, but also good friends. There are some custody-free solutions like 0x Relays, IDEX, and truly on-chain services like EtherDelta or based on BitShares. Also a few marketplaces for the fiat to crypto exchanges. So how does classic centralized exchanges works? You make a deposit to any kind of exchange service, and now you don't own your money. So your funds are going to the custody storage, and it looks like a bank. You are giving your money to the bank, and now the bank is owning your money. Its balance is increased, you can trade. It's a classical model. It's about 99% of the exchanges market is going through centralized services. So here is a picture where you can see, let's say it's Golem token, and as you can see, about 30% of all the Golem tokens are still sitting on exchanges wallets. So it's still quite centralized market, Bittrex, Binance, Poloniex, and others. What is advantages? It's high liquidity, it's a lot of trading options, it's margin trading, you can trade with the bots, with high frequency trading. Also they have a fiat provider, fiat bank accounts, you can deposit fiat money, but it's still custody risks. So I know many of you familiar with exchange hacks, hope it doesn't concern you, but it's happening all the way, and it will happen this year, next year. So it's all about security, but it's risky. Custody is always risky. And also there are a lot of risks of regulation. Like let's say with BitLicense, if you want to trade in New York, United States, you should have a BitLicense, and it's complicated to get it. It will took like 1 year or two to get it. So I think it's the main reason actually why people are trying to build decentralized services or custody-free services, because the nature of Bitcoin is decentralized currency. It's decentralized economy, and but most of the services around crypto are still centralized. It's a bit curious for me. People are also using instant exchange services like Changelly or Shapeshift. You can swap between different pairs. It's anonymous, quick, but it still takes time for you, like 10 or 20 minutes to complete your trade, and it's not for professional traders. It's amount restrictions and maybe a slippage if you want to exchange. If some currency is going up, so it might be a slippage in the current currency rate. So, but here's how Changelly works. You deposit funds to our wallets. We are doing a background trading for you on our exchange partners, and withdraw currency to your wallet. So actually, we are an exchange broker. So we are still centralized solution, but it's quick. We have a simple interface. And you can even trade from your wallets. Here is the Coinomi wallet pictures. You own your money on Coinomi, you own your private keys, but you can trade anonymously right through the wallet. From Bitcoin to Ether, it's a few simple steps, and it's okay. Your funds are converted to Ether anonymously and with less custody risks. Here's a few custody-free exchanges. Many people are talking about 0x and called it like decentralized solution, decentralized exchanges, but it's not true because order books are still off-chain. I can't say that it's a huge disadvantage because trading, especially high-frequency trading, algorithmical trading, it's only available to do off-chain. Or blockchain is not for trading, actually. But such services have an on-chain settlement. What does it mean? When you want to trade on 0x relays, you will give access to your wallet for your tokens, and you will broadcast transaction to centralized order book. And a taker will accept your order, also give access to his tokens wallet, and token settlement happens on-chain in a DEX smart contract. It's much safer than try it on centralized services, but it's only for Ethereum tokens and Ethereum-based Ethereum to tokens or one token to another token, and it's limited. And it's not so high liquidity and not so many trading options, and trading volume is still low. But it's less custody risks. Here are some truly decentralized on-chain exchanges. Do you know that Ripple actually is the biggest and oldest one decentralized exchange? It's a lot of transactions are happening on Ripple blockchain. Actually, it's a minimal custody risks. It's anonymous for sure, no KYC. Here is how Ripple is working. You deposit funds to any Bitcoin gateway. Now you have a Bitcoin tokens on Ripple blockchain. Actually, it's a centralized service gateways, and now you can trade Bitcoin against any other token on Ripple blockchain. Transaction is broadcasted to blockchain, and it's happening order matching on chain. And now you have USD tokens. So if you want to exchange Bitcoin to USD, but it's on the tokens. It's represented on Ripple blockchain. It's happening really fast because Ripple is quite fast technology. I'm really excited about the technology. But if you want to get dollars to your wallet, you should use centralized gateway. And it's a disadvantage of such services for sure. Gateways are still centralized. Oh, sorry. And if you remember about the Ether Delta is everything doing on chain. But remember that blockchain, Ethereum blockchain was stuck of Ether Delta transactions. About 30% of Ether Delta goes through Ethereum blockchain, and it's really annoying for people. Gas price is going up, and etc. Here are a few interesting on-chain swapping services. It's called Bancor or Kyber network. It's quite similar to Changelly. It's also only for Ethereum and tokens, but I love the idea. How does it work? It's based on collateralized liquidity. Let's see how Bancor pricing works. If you want to get listed your token on Bancor, you will deposit, let's say, 100 tokens, and it's backed by 10 Ether. Now it's a balance. So token price is 0.1 Ether for one token, and it's storing in a liquidity contract. It's trustless, it's anonymous, and the contract code is available on blockchain, and everyone knows what's happening with the funds. If someone wants to sell, let's say 20 tokens for 2 Ethereum. So now it's liquidity in the contract changed, and it's more tokens in the contract, 120 tokens and less Ether, and price is changing. So it's collateralized mechanics. It's on-chain, but it's still only for the small swaps, and it's unavailable for algorithmic trading, but it's trustless. Kyber is working in a pretty similar way. Another one technology I'm really excited. It's atomic swaps. It's cross-blockchain technology. It's based on contracts. Let's say if you want to exchange swap Bitcoin to Litecoin, you deposit funds to Bitcoin contract. Other side deposit funds to Litecoin contract. Both sides are checking the contracts, checking the addresses, checking the amount, and redeeming the funds step by step. I'm really excited about the technology. It's trustless, it's anonymous, nobody knows your identity, and it can be done without real third party. But it's quite slow, unfortunately, and complicated. Both sides should be online while cross-chain swaps happen, and it takes a few confirmations on the blockchain. And also there should be services around the technology. So it's atomicwallet.io. You might check the project. It's multi-currency wallet first, and it supports cross-blockchain atomic swaps, and it's includes peer-to-peer anonymous exchange and BitTorrent-based order book. So, and we are trying to innovate to do new services. Actually, it's a side project besides Changelly. So it's a reality. So reality is 99% of exchanges are still going through centralized services. Because it's a lot of liquidity, it's many trading options, but it's custody risks. As I told before, it's risk of hacked, and time to time we are helping to catch the hacked funds on Changelly. We have a deal with CoinCheck, with Polonix, with all other exchanges, and we have chats where we are exchanging hacked addresses and information about the hacks. Unfortunately, it's the market is full of hackers, really, and centralized services are custody free. It's less counterparty risks, but it's still lack of liquidity. They have scalability issues, and it's hard to support cross-blockchain transactions. And the most valuable exchanges are still coming from the cross-blockchain. And if you're talking about the fiat to crypto exchanges, so I believe it will still centralized. And both markets will coexist. Centralized services and decentralized services will coexist. It's my opinion, and I see how it's happening. How to reduce centralization risks? Most people don't care about, okay, I want to trade, I go to Binance, I deposit funds to Binance, and it's pretty nice interface, user-friendly. Oh, I go to Changelly, and it's the main reason why decentralized services are not so popular. People don't care. But I suggest you, if you want to trade, like make a deposit, make a trade, and withdraw your funds to any wallets who don't control your own keys. So you should control your own private keys. And it's the main suggestion for the most traders. Because this funny situation that most of the people are still using exchanges like wallets. They make into deposits to Binance and buying some currencies, trading, and even not to do a withdrawal with your funds. So, and be safe, be secure about your funds, always control your private keys, and don't store your money on huge custody exchanges. It's always risky. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Some more questions about this very important subject? Questions here? Questions? Yes, Madame.
Okay, so you've talked a lot about the risks of centralized exchanges, but I see tremendous amount of risk with decentralized exchanges to the individual participants when it's individual investors using this rather than banks or other businesses. Like B2B is different. And a lot of that is the anti-money laundering rules and then the informational reporting rules in the US that there isn't any clear guidance on, but can carry some very large fines and sanctions against you individually. And when you're having these anonymous transactions, you don't have the information to make these different types of reports at the end of the year.
So I can disagree. I can agree with you and disagree. As for my opinion, if you're talking about crypto to fiat trading, so it will still centralized in the most services, especially for institutional investors. They should have a bank account. Here's a company. I deposit funds. I can trade. And for sure, it will still exist in centralized. Such services should work on their custody solutions to provide the better custody services to make your money safe. So it's okay. But if you're talking about crypto economics, I think it will like parallel market. So and it might be quite another rules, I think. So, and personally, I understand that regulation should happen it. So it's a lot of scam projects, scam ICOs on the markets, and the regulation is nice. But to be honest, I'm not so happy with that. So it's quite slow innovations if everything is regulated, and it's quite hard to get a bit license in New York States, in New York. If you're talking about the trading on decentralized services, actually everyone is tracked on the blockchain. So you can check what's happening on the blockchain. So it's quite visible for everyone.
But as an individual, you're not receiving the information that you need to be able, the source of the information of where these funds are coming from to meet the legal requirements that you have to report this. I mean, the US has these laws, the EU has these laws, a lot of countries do, in order to prevent money laundering. And it's a big issue because you could, even risk criminal prosecution in certain places.
Yeah, that's true. Time to time we got requests on Changelly, what's happening with the funds from Europol or even FBI. So unfortunately, I should talk to that guys. But we always provide information where the funds go after the exchange, and it's traceable on the blockchain. When people are talking like Bitcoin is anonymous, it's not true. Everything on the blockchain. It's even much better if you just, let's say, give back with dollars to another guy. So now you don't have a connections with that money. But on the blockchain, everything is transparent.
Well, that's exactly my point. I mean, when you're an investor and you're using a centralized exchange, you're protected because that responsibility for the KYC rules falls on the exchange, not on you. But when you're an individual, you essentially need to have all that KYC information for anyone you transact with.
Yeah.
So in your decentralized exchange, how are you working with people to provide that information for them to meet their legal requirements?
Yeah, so as I told you, so everything is traceable on the blockchain. So if you want to exit to fiat money, for sure you will be asked for the KYC. And it's the end point of the money. And the same, if you want to buy Bitcoin with dollars, you should show the KYC, you should show your documents. But all the other things are traceable in the blockchain.
I would say one more question, gentlemen. Now take the mic, please. Take the mic. It's not a question, it's a statement?
Yeah, there are solutions to this argument that are out there. Obviously, decentralized exchanges are a reality, and you can't put KYC into the coin. You're going to have another layer. And on a decentralized exchange, you're just going to have to provide a zero-knowledge proof into that transaction that you're legit. The solution is there technically. It just hasn't been built. I'm actually building that. So I'll talk at 6:30, and I'll give more information on this when I talk.
So the solution is there, just we human beings are too slow, and we are hungry,
We're
right?
still uploading pictures of passports.
Yeah.
This is barbaric. We need to get to digital certificates.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Konstantin. Hey, thank you very much.